What's up, YouTube? Today we have another special guest. We have Nerdflex80, a man who actually helped us get started when we started the streaming thing on Twitch. He's an awesome dude, hockey enthusiast, proud Texan. Well, just watch the episode. You're going to have a lot of fun. Roll it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Play Death Ray. I'm David.
I'm Jake.
I'm Kyle.
Is this where I say who I am?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Nerdflex. What's up, guys?
All right, that's right. Nerdflex80 is joining us. The man, the myth, the legend. One of my awesome friends that I've gotten to meet doing this streaming stuff. Super glad to have him on. And don't feel bad. You can be like our chat, insult us all you want. It'll just be natural.
I'm a nice guy. We ain't gonna do that. Come on now.
That is true.
All natural.
Before
we'll see if we can break you down by the end.
All right, we'll see.
So before we launch into any of the questions, I'm just gonna kind of give a quick rundown and history, because I don't even know if Jake and Kyle know this, but Nerdflex was actually one of the first guys that I found when I started doing TikTok. I actually found him before Bad Bear or John C. Stout or any of those guys, Deadly even.
Nice.
Yeah, you were doing the TikTok thing, and I found you on there. You were one of the first dudes that connected with, and you were playing Warzone, and I actually jumped in a couple games with you.
Yeah, we had some good times.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. And then we ended up hanging out, and everything kind of just went as it went, and then this man disappeared.
Yeah, I took a little bit of a siesta, as they say. Yeah, I did. I disappeared.
Yeah,
that's funny. I actually haven't really even talked about that yet. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was noticed.
Yeah, I actually learned a little bit kind of the hard way. I had people, it was kind of eye-opening for me. I had people that I never realized that they and really enjoyed watching me stream, and they counted on, having the sense of community that I had created in my small little group of, the Flex fam is what I call them. And, some guys were pretty disappointed, and it kind of really opened my eyes. It's like, streaming, while it's fun and it's a hobby, and, everyone, while they say it's a hobby, I think at some point they would like to, maybe do this full time for a living. I mean, who doesn't want to make a lot of money playing video games for a living? I mean, let's be real. I mean, no one will say that I don't want to do that. I'd rather go to my 9 to 5 every day, but yeah. So, I mean, it really kind of opened my eyes to the fact that, there's more to the community than just me trying to get more people to, watch me play video games and, maybe possibly give me money, for example, so I can buy newer stuff to make my streaming better. But, yeah, I kind of found out that, there's a couple of guys out there like, look, man, you got me through some hard times, your positivity, some of the life experiences you shared with us while streaming. So I decided to kind of pick it back up, and here we are.
Well, I'm glad you're back.
Thanks, man.
I know I personally missed you. You were an awesome dude. I love hanging out with you guys. And we met one of our very good friends. Jake considers him a rival, but Philly Fox. I don't know if you remember him.
Oh yeah, of course I do.
We actually
my arch nemesis.
We met him through you, and now he's part of the same stream team as us. We stream like every Sunday with him, pretty much. He's kind of one of the family now, so it's crazy.
That's awesome.
It is, but it's crazy how these connections form. The internet's weird, and life is weirder.
So how actually I met Philly Fox is some of you guys know this, some of you don't, but my daughter also streams. I have an adult daughter who streams. That kind of started a little bit before I did, and she was kind of the catalyst, saying, well, hell, if my daughter can do it, I might as well jump in to do it as well, because I've been wanting to kind of do it for a couple of years off and on. And Philly came through her, and I met her from hanging out in my daughter's stream, or met him rather, hanging out my daughter's stream, and then he started hanging out on my stream, and then, like you said, the rest is history.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I love following things like that and kind of trying to trace back and remember where I met people, because some people, I've known them, like Philly now. I've really known him for like a year, a little over a year, but it feels like we've known him for forever. Like,
It's crazy, right? It's
it
crazy.
is. It's insane. And you know, I've never even met the guy face to face, but it is what it is, right? Like relationships and friendships don't have to be close and in person. I've learned over the years.
That's right. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Pardon me. Yeah. As I cough, let me get into my notes here real quick. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to lay that out for everybody. You know, obviously we've known each other for a little while, but we're gonna start talking about some stuff that we've never really talked about.
Sure.
And at any point, if we ask you a question or it's too weird, or you just like, I don't want to answer that, feel free. This is what we do. We make people uncomfortable.
All right, no, we're gonna go all in. We're going all in. So.
All right, I love it. All right, so first of all, we'll start it light. All right,
sure.
because
all right.
you mentioned, and I don't know how I would have known this ever watching your stream at all, maybe looking at your background or anything, but you know, you're a big Dallas Stars fan.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah,
just
a little bit,
just a bit,
just a bit. Yeah.
So, in that, we're gonna talk about hockey for a second.
Nice.
If you had to completely remove all of the Texas teams, and you had to pick a new team, who are you rooting for and why?
I would have to say I'd be rooting for the Washington Capitals, mostly because of one player, Ovechkin. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's considered one of the greats now. He's up there with like Wayne Gretzky, etc. For years, he's been, wowing the hockey world with some of his insane goals and the numbers that he puts up every season. But he never had won a cup before, a Stanley Cup. And so every time the Dallas Stars, which seems like it's kind of a going trend with them in the last 10 or so years, either one, they make the playoffs and they don't go very far, or two, they don't even make the playoffs at all, it's an emotional roller coaster being a Stars fan. But so I would latch on to the Capitals, and the Capitals would go against the Penguins every year because they're kind of in the same division that they play in.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the Penguins would beat them. And, it's created this huge rival between the two teams. So, good team rivals are always great to watch. Am I right? And so anyways, I'd always cheer for the Capitals because, the Penguins had won several Stanley Cups. Their main guy, Sidney Crosby, has won several Stanley Cups. He's pretty much won every type of major award out there, like World Cup, Olympics, Stanley Cups, etc. He's done it all. But then there was Ovechkin, who was kind of just out there and not really able to do that one last thing that he really always wanted to do. Well, he actually did in 2018. But anyways, long story short, I kind of latched on because of him. I kind of fell in love with that team. I've been to Washington, D.C. several times for business, and I was never, unfortunately, ever to catch a game out there live. But I would have to say that's probably my second favorite team. So if I had to let the Stars go, I'd put on the red, white, and blue and go with the Washington Capitals.
Okay. Interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I know very little about hockey.
That's
on
fine. Yeah.
The NHL level, I know a little bit about what you were talking about. Mostly because the guy who has an office like 3 offices down from mine is a huge hockey fan. But of course, being in Wyoming, it's all about the Avalanche.
Yeah.
So it being as that the only thing that I know about hockey is that, one, it's very, very cold, and two, if I don't root for the Avalanche, I'm a traitor, or so I've been told. The next question is very, very much so in line with that. If you got stuck after a plane crash in the mountains, which team would you rather be stuck with if it couldn't be the Stars?
Who makes these questions up?
Not me.
Chaos
So
corner?
Not
it's,
me.
it's not. No. So what this is? All right, hang on. I feel like I need to explain now. No.
right.
So
All right.
the dude that I was talking hockey with earlier today to try to prep for this, to try to understand anything about hockey.
Sure.
He just out of the blue, he's like, I love the Avalanche, and I wish I could remember what team it was. God, he threw so many names at me. But he's like, but if I were like trapped in the frozen tundra with a team, it'd be this team, and here's why. And he started talking about this player and how he also like used to go and do like these fitness like exercise things or something before he was a hockey player, and just crap that I didn't care about. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Sure, that's fair. I mean, that's taking it a pretty interesting level to actually like. What is the thought process that actually gets you to that point? It's like, damn, I love this team. I love this team, but man, if I was stuck in a mountain after a plane crash, I don't know if I'd like this team so much. I'd rather take this team. That's a whole nother level, actually.
When he asked me
on
that
that mind track, though, how?
When he asked me that today, I immediately went back to my office and grabbed my cell phone and wrote that down, because I was like, one, how am I going to work this in? And two, I think that's the greatest sports question I've ever been asked.
I mean, shit, bro. I don't know. I mean, they're all like, I mean, if you're going to look at it from like an athletic standpoint, I mean, these guys are all, super athletes, right? Right. I mean, you can't use that fact as a way to, kill one and then eat one of them, because they're all really thin athletes. So, I mean, man, for me, it's about survival, I guess. So, I mean, it's like,
that's where I went with that. I started thinking of that one movie where you got trapped
alive, or whatever it's called. Yeah,
me too, Kyle. Me too.
You bring the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Stars. You eat the Cowboys. You save the Stars.
I mean, yeah, I'd use the Stars like as my sledding team. Tie them up and be like, mush, go Stars.
Oh,
and we'd have like a linebackers. Man, we're getting gruesome here, but linebackers like body parts back here because they're nice and fatty and man, yeah. I don't know, man. That's
I didn't realize we went to an ice apocalypse.
Yeah. So I am
different.
super happy that this is the response, because this is the response I had in the middle of work. And it was very strange.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I have to answer this question still.
Yeah.
Damn. I have to pick like a Canadian team because they're kind of used to the colder weather, Okay. So I pick like a Canadian team because maybe they would have some guys on there that like, have been out and, freaking, below 100 below or whatever it is. I mean, I can't even fathom that living in Texas, but like for real, it'd have to be a Canadian team just because I feel like they'd have more experience being in that severe cold. And plus they're athletes and I can still tie them up and mush them out. Maybe we'll kill. Maybe if some of like the coaching staff lived, they're not very athletic, so maybe we could use one of them for subsistence, as they say.
Oh my god!
So,
eat the coaches, save the players.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the coaches are worthless anyway. So
yeah. This, by the way, might go into any sports section that I have in the future now after this. Today was so chaotic and crazy, and I've been waiting so long to ask you that question.
Maybe you should mix it up. Ooh. You can be like, if you were stuck in a desert island with,
there you go.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, exactly.
So
or which team or whatever. Yeah. Or like, which team would you rather be with or whatever? Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's so many options. But yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I almost
good on that guy though, man. I'd like to get in that guy's head for a day.
He's such a weirdo. He's kind of cool.
Clearly.
Yeah. Like, I know one thing about him, and I agree.
It's right? So funny because he does not look like he should be a stoner, but I'm pretty sure that he is. You know what I mean? Like, he's all clean cut, very clean, very, very presented well. But if you listen to him talk for more than 10 minutes, you're like, this dude either used to do a lot of weed or still does a lot of weed.
Fair enough. Yeah. Or something else at this point.
I mean, maybe, yeah. But so on to the next serious question.
Okay.
Being a hockey fan, did you ever used to play any actual ice hockey?
So yes, actually, I've played ice hockey off and on from really from a young teenager all the way up until right before quarantine last year. Our season got cut in half, and because of quarantine and the COVID and all that. And I haven't gone back. I've, just been too busy with other stuff, and mostly because I'm really out of shape now. And so, plus, so I actually played for like a semi-competitive team. I mean, it was not like pro or anything like that, but I mean, we had spots, we had to earn our spots and maintain, I guess you could call it like attendance. And then because when
Like a good
the ice rink
neighbor,
opened
State
back
Farm is
up,
there.
which also kind of opened back up around summertime, when one, I actually had COVID, and two, COVID was like exploding in Texas. The rink opened back up, and I was like, well, I can't go back. And so I kind of lost my spot. I mean, I could probably go back and get on like a lower tier team of the club I played in, but I just haven't made that return yet. So one day,
Fair enough.
real life job and streaming and all that other stuff, man, it takes a lot of your time. So,
Okay. Yeah, I asked because that's one thing. I almost got into hockey. Almost. I grew up in an ice arena actually all the time.
oh, nice.
My sister was a figure skater.
Okay.
And so she not only taught, but she competed, and she actually won a couple like national medals and things like that. But pardon
Nice.
me. So I grew up around a lot of hockey players, and then the hockey players that we have here though are assholes, which is the whole reason I didn't end up playing hockey, because I'm also kind of a dick.
Fair.
So it. Did not...
I've seen you play. I've seen you play with the Shield in Warzone, so I understand that. Yeah. You're a special kind.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Although my little sister, who's now a streamer, actually once bounced a hockey player's head off the ice arena. But anyways, it's a whole long story. But yeah, so my next follow-up question is: have you ever attempted to skate in figure skates?
No, I have not. You ever seen that? Like, I'm afraid of what happened. Is you ever seen that movie where that ice hockey player becomes like a figure skater? I can't remember the name. It was like,
it's Ice Castles.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's Cutting Edge. Yeah,
Cutting Edge. Yeah, that's it.
That's exactly what would happen. I'd probably move my foot the wrong way and just eat the ice real quick. So no, I've never done that. I don't think I ever will.
Fair warning, you will, and it sucks because I did that. I had to I was forced to transition from hockey skates to figure skates. I was also forced to take figure skating lessons for a year, and that was awful. Don't make fun of your sisters around my parents, because if you're like, ha ha ha, that thing's lame, they're like, ha ha ha, you're doing it now. I had to take figure skating lessons for a year and perform in the ice show that they put on.
Is there a recording of that somewhere? I'm just curious.
No.
Just for conversation's sake.
Oh yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I am sure. I checked.
I feel like I need to ask your parents.
No. So while there are recordings of some other dumb things you and I did as a child, that one did not survive. Thank God.
Unfortunate.
Shut up, Jake.
You should still ask the parents.
I think we can find it. We tried real hard. I'm pretty sure we can find it.
Gary? Chat? Don't call my mom. Nobody needs to call my mom.
Call his mom.
Guys,
Chat, call his mom. Come on,
do
chat.
it.
Guys, if
Come
you
on,
think
chat.
I didn't get rid of the tape, you guys are insane. I'm a professional.
I'm pretty sure we can find other recordings.
He's a super spy.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure there was other parents recording at that time.
Oh my God. Kyle, shut up.
This is the video we didn't know we needed until now.
Right?
Let's go.
Oh,
Come
my
on.
God. You have no idea what by telling that story on stream, this is never going away now.
No.
No.
That was really dumb.
Welcome to the internet.
I tell so many stories on podcasts between this and our other podcasts about my childhood. People are gonna be able to murder me really easily, and it's awful. Anyways, moving on from that. I'll get a list of the team moms. Just chat, quit. It was like 20 years ago. It's fine.
And?
We'll find
Leave it alone.
In this episode of Cold Case.
That's awesome.
And next question: what's the most embarrassing thing you've done on ice? No, I'm just
on ice.
Oh my god.
That's
Well,
awesome.
didn't intend to tell that story. Didn't intend to go there. So looking at my notes again.
Did you grow up in Texas?
I did, born and raised, man. And actually, real quick, there is actually a TikTok video of me tripping over the blue line on the ice, playing ice hockey.
Nice.
It's my wife. My wife took a video of me while she was at one of my games, and I guess she was recording when I fell, and then she put it on TikTok.
Oh, I have
Excellent.
not seen that. I need to go find that. I mean, no, I won't find that. I'll just keep it in the back pocket, you know, for when.
I mean, she put a whole musical track to it. You know, she did the full TikTok spread on that video.
I love it.
And we're talking like both feet in the air. I'm parallel with the ice. It was
Oh,
good stuff,
amazing.
man. It's good stuff.
Fortunately, I don't think anyone was ever recording for any of that because I ate shit pretty hard learning how to skate on figure skates. I don't think anyone ever recorded it, thank God. Oh, but yeah.
Sad day.
Yeah.
I know.
So are you in north, east, west, south Texas? I guess I don't know like which part of the state, like which side.
So you could say I'm in North Texas, but like I think when you think of North Texas, you're probably thinking of like the Panhandle part, right?
Yeah.
That's not North Texas. That's the Panhandle.
Yeah.
North Texas is considered like Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you're in the only part of Texas that I've driven through and remember.
Fair enough. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. So
Do you
no,
know
go ahead,
a
Kyle.
town called like Cleburne, Texas? I believe it should be the south of Dallas.
I do.
Yeah.
It's not very far from me, actually. I've been there several times. Yeah.
Yeah. I lived there for about 6 months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
a very nice time. Very hot.
Yeah, it gets a little warm. You get used to it, though. You get used to it.
Yeah, literally the only things I remember about Texas is I remember driving through Dallas, and at the time it was the biggest city I've ever seen. And so I was very young, and it took me back. Like I was like, oh, the whole time. And we're driving through it at night, and then I remember stopping somewhere, and there was a scorpion, and my brother was messing with it, out at one of those little restroom stop areas, because he actually spent a lot of time in Texas. He's not my biological brother. We adopted him, and his biological older brother lives somewhere in Texas. I couldn't tell you where. But he developed this just morbid idea of scorpions are play toys.
They're really not.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
You know who I'm talking about, Jake. You've met him.
Oh yeah, no, that it makes perfect sense. He's an idiot.
And so he told me a story once, and it's the big black scorpions. You know, it's not the really poisonous ones like what we get up here. About waking up in his brother's house and finding scorpions in their boots frequently. Is that a issue that you've ever had to deal with living where you're at?
So the house that I live in now, I've been pretty fortunate enough to not find a scorpion, but I've lived in homes that we've had scorpion problems, and you could sometimes walk around with like a black light. You know, you could look under like the edges of your counters in your kitchen and whatnot. You might see one there. You might find a dead one in like in your pantry or something. You know, it happens for sure. But I mean, luckily here in the last couple of years, I haven't had to deal with them. But I mean, they're out there for sure. Just waiting.
That's so crazy to me. Like, of all insects to be like, yeah, we didn't have a scorpion problem. Like, we have them in Wyoming, but no one has a scorpion problem. Like, they don't come inside. They leave you the hell alone. They don't even come near town. Like you have to go miles outside of the city and flip rocks to find our scorpions. So it's so crazy to me to talk to people from Texas who are like, oh yeah, there was one in my backyard.
Yeah, I mean, scorpions, rattlesnakes,
Rattlesnakes we
cotton
get.
mouse, all kinds. Yeah, we have good times here, man.
Ugh,
Yeah.
cottonmouths.
Mm.
They were all over the place in Missouri when I lived down there, and
Yep.
you could step out into like a grassy field and just smell the onion, and you knew to run.
Was it onion? I thought it was cucumber. I think it was cucumber, wasn't
Maybe I'm confusing cottonmouth and copperhead.
no, copperhead is cucumber. So
Yeah.
So we're on the
I
same
think I'm
page there.
confused, but yeah. Either way, it's awful and it's weird.
Mhm.
And no. Mm-mm. Y'all have too many things down there, kind of like Australia, that just want to kill you.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean,
Look.
so does Arizona, but everyone stays there too.
No one stays in Arizona. No one stays in Arizona. Look,
Yeah,
those
a
people
lot of
don't
people do.
exist. I understand the internet says Wyoming isn't real. My new conspiracy is Arizona's not real. No one would live where it's that hot.
You know we have relatives in Arizona, right?
I know. I'm fine with that.
Yes.
Are they dead?
Allegedly. Gosh.
I almost said the throwback for Elmer's episode, but I'm not gonna ask Nerdflex that. He's welcome.
I didn't watch that one all the way through, so
That's good. There was a question immediately. Pretty quick in that I took the wrong way because I was exhausted and it got dark.
Yeah, probably did.
And then it just
Nice.
developed into him randomly asking people, "Who's your favorite dead relative?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, it got weird.
Which, for our purposes, meant who's your least favorite dead relative?
Yeah, I was.
Oh man.
Again, I was tired. My brain was fried. He asked the question, and I did not. I went the other way with it because I'm
Just
dumb.
full ascended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
But so, pardon me. Do you have another question, Jake, before I switch topics? Since you were the one who started asking
yeah.
about Texas.
Well, I was going to ask, how did you, growing up in Texas, get into ice hockey? Was it just when the Dallas Stars moved to Texas? What was that like? Was there like a boom when they moved, or what?
So-
It just doesn't seem like an ice hockey place.
I mean, even to this day, like Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth really isn't like a hockey town. I mean, you have the Dallas Cowboys, you have the Texas Rangers, you have the Dallas Mavericks. Those guys get all the coverage, and then you have like the Dallas Stars, and they only get coverage if they like go really far in the playoffs. And like I said, the COVID Cup, when they had hockey during like COVID, they actually went all the way to the Stanley Cup final. They lost, but and then, of course, this season they didn't even make the playoffs. I mean, that's the life of the Dallas Stars fan, but they don't really get any real coverage unless they actually do really well, or they have a streak where they do really well. Dallas Fort Worth really isn't like a hockey town at all, unfortunately. But that being said, the Dallas Stars fan base are diehard fans, and they're crazy. But I got into hockey when I was 12 or 13. So I grew up in the 90s, and back then, roller rinks were like the thing to do. Go roller skating every Friday and Saturday night. And at this roller rink I went to, at the end of the skating session, Saturday night skating session, the owner opened it up for like pickup hockey. Pickup hockey is where you just get together, a bunch of guys get together, separated into a team, and play each other essentially, right? Sometimes you have goalies, sometimes you don't. You just put a board up with some holes. But anyways, so I started doing that, like was wearing like the traditional like roller skates, the quads, like wearing those. And this is also around the time that rollerblades were coming in. So roller hockey was kind of slowly starting to kind of emerge in North Texas. And then in 1993, the Dallas Stars came to town. They left Minnesota. They got moved down here. People bought the team, essentially, and moved them down to Dallas Fort Worth. And then, like you just said, there's kind of like a hockey boom, and like rinks spread, kind of sprung up all over the place. Roller hockey became like, they actually had like an official roller hockey league. And that's when I started actually playing like officially like league play as a teenager, roller hockey, and then just slowly kind of morphed into playing ice hockey. They opened up a rink like literally 10 minutes from where I lived as a young man. And I've essentially played roller hockey pretty much let me rephrase that. Pretty much played roller hockey, not as much as I played ice hockey, but I would still play roller hockey from time to time growing up, because I mean, a season of ice hockey down here is about $200 for like a 10-game season. Right. I like 15-game season for roller hockey is like $50 to $60. So I mean, there's a huge difference, because ice time in Texas is very expensive. So right. I'd play roller hockey when I was poor growing up. Then I started playing ice hockey when I became my own real, mostly full-time, but I became a real adult with real adult money. And so so basically been playing ice hockey pretty much for the last 10-15 years exclusively.
Nice.
Okay.
That doesn't surprise me. I guess I never really thought about how much more expensive it's got to be, we're super fortunate in Wyoming, even though it does get super hot. It also gets super cold. So
yeah,
like our rec center is open all the time. We have an ice arena that's open everything but like 3 months out of the year. They close down for like the hottest 3 months of the summer. But other than that, they're open all year round. And it's like, they may have changed their prices now, but it used to be like $5 and you could skate all day, as long as you like didn't go in the center where they were doing like the figure skating lessons and stuff. Like, yeah. It's crazy. I've never thought about like how that's got to be different in different locations where they can't keep the ice as long.
Yeah, so like here, like a 1 hour pickup hockey session at the local rink nearest me is like $25 just for an hour. So you pay $25 to go play ice hockey for like an hour.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's not cheap, man. It's not cheap.
I think we paid $10-15 to skate for like the majority of a day, and that's with renting skates. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Can't imagine. Imagine.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good question, Jake. Look at you. See, he comes up with good questions once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, they're not they're not questions like, if you're stuck in a mountain. They're like legit questions. Good job, Jake.
Way to do your research. You knew the Dallas Stars moved.
I did look into it because I know nothing about hockey.
I've caught one game with the Colorado Eagles, and that was a few years back.
Minor league hockey is always fun.
Oh, I was like, what? I was going to say, the Avalanche is the NHL team, I know.
No, it's probably minor league.
Yeah,
minor league hockey is always fun. All these little scrappy young men trying to prove themselves.
It was very fun to watch.
Which... No, I'm not going to use that segue. Jake, stop. But God dang it. See, now he's got me laughing. So question for you. Are you the hockey fan who's like, yeah, fight? Or do you like to watch the more technical side and the actual, like, solid play?
So, I mean, hockey's changed a lot over the years, right? So hockey's moved more towards like speed and finesse, and a lot of the typical bruisers, gladiators, enforcers type hockey style play is not something that's brought out into the NHL professional league very often. You might see a lot of that still like in the minor leagues, but not so much in like NHL level type play. It's all about speed and finesse, and it's just a different game. For me though, like if I'm like watching it on TV, I don't really care about the fights. I'm like, oh, there's a fight. I'll look at my phone for a second while they're fighting. But like when you're actually at the arena and, these two, athletes throw down for whatever reason, especially if there's like, they're like one of the bigger athletes or they're known to fight and they usually put on a pretty decent show. You really get into it, man. You're like standing up, like screaming, like, take his head off. It's like, get him, and you're just like, it gets really exciting, especially like at the arena, but like on TV for the most part, I mean, it's like, it's just kind of, okay, action stopped. For the most part, look at my phone or, go get a drink or something like that. Cause I mean, it's going to get broken up in like 30 seconds. It's just a different atmosphere. I mean, that's like with any sports though, right? It's totally different when you're actually there as opposed to being at the, watching it from like your couch or whatever. But, honestly, for me, I'm more of a kind of like a speed and finesse. I mean, I like seeing the guys that, they're going sometimes 30, 35 miles per hour down the ice at full strides. And they're doing amazing things nowadays with the pucks and how they stick handle and the crazy things that they can do now. It's really impressive, honestly. And I mean, these guys, they train really hard to be able to do what they can do. So for me, I think, fights just kind of slow the pace of the game down nowadays. I mean, there's a reason for them. One, maybe if if your team's down and you want to get your team fired up, so take it for the team, I guess you could say, try to get your team fired up. Or in that case where a team has one of those players that are very good and, they're very fast and very good, with stick handling and putting, goals in the net. You might actually bring an enforcer up from the minors to play for your team for that one game to kind of slow the pace of the game down. Because I mean, let's face it, if you're like a 5'9" hockey player that's going 30 miles per hour and you're facing off against a guy that's like, 6'4" and, 250 pounds of like muscle, you're going to be looking over your shoulder a lot more. And you're not going to be focusing on, what you're really good at. You're really going to be focused on making sure your head doesn't get taken off. So, it really depends, so there's still a reason why you can have that type of play in today's NHL, but it's not really as prevalent as it was, say, 30 years ago, 90s, right. 80s, whatnot, and so on. So, yeah.
Okay. The main reason I asked that question is because I fell out of giving a rat's about hockey, which is why I don't know a whole lot about it when I was younger, because a lot of it was just the fighting and kind of, it wasn't really as good a gameplay like you were talking about. And then when the Winter Olympics were last held, I was forced to be working overnights at my job. And I was sitting there watching, and I watched literally everything because I was at a post. We had some stuff going on, and I was at a post where I'm literally staring at a door for 8 hours a night, at least, sometimes 12. And so there's the TV and the door. So most of what we did was we watched, we even watched curling, which I learned a lot about. But we watched a lot of the hockey because especially my shift of sitting there staring at the door, the hockey was on late night. And it's really impressive. And I really started to enjoy watching that. And you were talking about, the speed at which those guys are insanely fast. Like, I've been in those big arenas. Like, I know it looks so fast and small on TV. They film it from way back here, but that's a big arena to cross in like 2 seconds. You have to be really moving.
And the Olympic style rinks are larger than your typical NHL style rinks. So they're like, I can't remember the dimensions, obviously, but I mean, they're like significantly bigger than like an NHL size rink. So yeah, those guys are very impressive.
Yeah. And the way that they were able to pass to each other, like I hadn't seen hockey like that or played like that maybe ever, and if not in a very long time. And it was very impressive to me. And I've actually started like watching a little more hockey occasionally when it's on TV at work. Admittedly, I don't seek out sports. I'm too busy, but I would love to go to a hockey game again now, just if it's like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you most definitely should.
I like watching people who are really good at things do things. If that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. I understand completely. When you see someone that's like at the top of their game, no matter what it is, it's an impressive thing to watch, regardless if it's, someone flinging mail into holes from 5 feet away or to like a professional athlete that's, the peak of their performance and top of their game. Yeah, I agree. It's impressive to see people that are just like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. So it's funny that, of course, you're a fan of the one sport that I think between us, no one really follows. Because,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
Jake and I follow most of the normal ones, minus like hockey and basketball. And Kyle has all the weird sports that include like climbing up a log and throwing it at the other team. And it's the whole thing.
Oshito, it's fun. And just bring it to the States. It'll be great. Everyone would watch it.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be
so
the number one
mainstream,
sport
guys.
on ESPN 7.
That's right.
I will be one of the viewers.
It's on the
my
Ocho.
Lord. Oh my lord.
Man.
Yeah. But moving away from hockey a little bit, we kind of touched on, but we didn't go to where I wanted to go with it. Like, obviously, you're from Texas.
From Texas.
And me, look, I like my food, okay? As we can all tell. You are from where I consider to be the smoke capital of the world. You guys know how to cook down there.
We do.
Do you do any like smoking or anything like that? Do you have a smokehouse or a smoker?
So I do have a smoker. I have a Traeger.
Okay.
I'll put various different types of meat on it, you know, because like a Traeger is what's really awesome about it. If you guys know what it is, essentially like a smoker that has like an auger inside of it. You put pellets in it, set it to whatever temperature you want to set it to. As long as you keep it, you know, set at that temperature, or as long as you keep it filled with pellets, it'll keep that temperature and continue to, you know, grind those pellets, light them on fire, and then generate heat and smoke and everything else. And you can cook everything on those things. I mean, from like, you know, like a brisket to like cookies if you wanted to. It's freaking fantastic, dude. And I tell you what, dude, adding smoke to anything makes everything better, bar none. But yes, I do. I do enjoy smoking like pork butt, brisket, really essentially whatever I can, you know, any kind of meat I can get my hands on. I'll try to, you know, either Google a recipe, or there's a couple of barbecue guys that I like to follow on YouTube. That one's here in Texas, one's like I think in Louisiana. But anyways, I follow them for recipes, and I'll try them on the weekends and feed the fam. Yeah, it's a whole thing here. It's a whole thing. And I mean, like, there's like, you know, there's obviously the McDonald's of like barbecue joints, and then there's like the barbecue joints in Texas that you literally have to drive hours to go to. Make sure you're in line by like 5 a.m. because they'll run out of meat by like 10 a.m. and then they close down for the day, you know. That's, you know, it's a thing here, and it's great. But yeah, I mean, if you come down next time you're down this way, let me know, and we'll go to a couple barbecue joints. I'll get you filled up, man. Put you in that meat coma.
I will definitely take you up on that, for one, and for two.
Deal.
Follow-up question, because I don't know this about Texas. In the Pacific Northwest, I know the natives up there use these smokehouses, and I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're absolutely awesome, and I've actually had the pleasure to be in one once. And they have trying to describe it, but it's sealed off except for the door pretty much, and they have the smoke in the center of the house, and they hang everything. And it literally, the whole place, the minute you walk in, you can smell everything cooking and smoking, even though the door's open, and it's crazy. Have you ever been to one of those down there? Do you guys have any of those around there?
So there is a place that's in like the hill country, which is technically Central Texas. That's like one of the best barbecue places in like all of Texas, considered one of the best. And they do like a combination of like Northwest and in like Texas style barbecue. And they do have like one of those smoke rooms where they'll like hang big slabs of meat, and, you know, down below it's that big giant charcoal / wood pit where they, you know, light it on fire, and that smoke just drifts right up into that meat and you know, adheres to the meat and all that other jazz. So yeah, there's some, I've seen it. I've never been in one, but I've seen one before. I know how they work. That's one of the places I haven't been able to make my way to in Texas. Cause I mean, like, you know, when you say like driving to Central Texas, that's like a 7-hour trip, and it takes a minute, you know. So
Yeah, no, understandable.
Texas, very big. I have seen
yes,
that.
very big, very big. I mean, you could start at one end and end at the other, and it's nighttime. You start in the morning, you're like, we're still in Texas. So it's like when people like, it's so funny. It's like when like, I don't know if other states do this, but like I see it just because of, you know, the community and, you know, social media and, you know, Texans and whatnot. It's like every time they come from like driving from whatever state they're driving from back home, which is Texas, when they get to that, you know, welcome to Texas sign, wherever they're at, crossing the border of Texas. I don't know why everyone always takes pictures of that and like, yes, I'm back in Texas. But for me, it's like where I live, and like if I'm coming from like Louisiana or like, you know, like Mexico or whatever, as an example, it's like, yes, I'm back in Texas. Oh, great. I got another 9 hours before I get home. You know, it's like, oh, I'm in my state, but you know, it literally took 9 hours to go from my state line to my house, but only took, you know, like 3 hours to drive across 4 states. So,
right.
Yeah, it's a thing, man.
Yeah, no. And that's always so crazy about driving in Texas too. Cause like Wyoming, you know, you have to stop whenever there is a stop because there won't be another stop for at least 2-3 hours. But it really, like, you can go, even if you go the long way, you can get across the whole state in like 6-7 hours.
Yep.
So like it's so funny because when you look at maps, they kind of shrink Texas down a little bit.
Yeah, to make it. Yeah.
If you actually take the other states and try to fit them in Texas, like it'll engulf like 5 or 6 of us.
Yep. It's crazy, man. It's a big state, man. It's a big state, and there's a lot of cool stuff to do here. And we have it all here. You know, we have like riverlands. We actually have mountains in Texas, far west Texas. You know, we have desert. No, dude, we have legit mountains, bro. You know, far west Texas. Okay, I'll send you pictures. You know, we have like desert. You know, yeah, we have desert, all kinds of. I mean, we have like all the like climate, you know, coastal climates, etc. Here, we have everything here. And we do have mountains. We do have mountains.
You do, okay.
Like they're legit mountains.
They're mountains, yes, but they're not like what I'm used to seeing as mountains.
They're not the Rocky Mountains, bro. Come on now. Come on now. They're not the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains. Sorry. They don't have snow caps. They have desert on top.
Rocky Mountains, you know, the Bighorn, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If there's not snow on top, are they even mountains, bro?
Yes, they're mountains. Come on now. They're mountains. They're high and they suck the hike and they're really hot. It's really hot up there.
Yeah,
those sound like volcanoes.
It's warm up there. You know, it might be 110 degrees at the base, but it's, you know, 98 degrees at the top. There's no snow. There's snow there one time. I've seen snow on these mountains before, but it lasts like 20 minutes. But you know, they're mountains.
That is
they're just not the Rockies.
I don't like watching.
I think I can step outside
Texans
my
on
door
ice.
and take a picture of snow
You don't
on
wanna
a
see that.
mountain
No, I don't.
in our town right now. Just saying.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe.
there's still
Sure
snow
that's
up there, right?
That's
Has
cool.
it melted
I
by
think so.
now?
No, it's been melted for a while.
Has it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just saying. Look,
That's cool.
Mountains.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool to walk outside and see mountains in the distance. That's just, you don't see that, you know. And like I said, unless you live in that area, you don't see that in Texas. So
fair.
Yep.
Yeah. No, we actually live at the base of a mountain
Well,
here.
we live at the base of Largo.
I mean,
does it get snow on top of it though?
Yes.
Does it get snow on top of
but
it?
we get snow down here too.
Okay. All right.
Like
Okay.
feet of snow, so it's
Yeah.
not really, you know.
No,
it's not much. No,
I don't want that in my life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to be
it-
fair,
it-
when
it's
compared to like
awful.
the Bighorns, yeah, it's. I think they call those dirt rocks.
Yeah.
Anyways, chat doesn't know what they're talking about. No, I'm just kidding. We love you. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Hey, look, my wife's in chat. Actually, we have our own version of the Grand Canyon. We do.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. This is do tell because this is news to me.
So it's Palo Duro Canyon. Am I right, babe? I mean, I don't know how delayed chat is, but I think it's Palo Duro Canyon. It's actually part of like the Grand Canyon. It's just, you know, the baby part of it,
Really?
where the butthole is, I guess,
Gotcha.
We'll go with the start.
But yeah, we do, man. We have like Grand Canyon type esque things in Texas. We have everything in Texas. Okay, it just takes a long time. It takes a long time to get there. That's why we all drive like 95 miles per hour on the highways.
That makes sense to me because
That's again why I don't want to see Texans on ice.
I mean, if you're not going 80, are you even going, bro? Come on.
Oh my God, I'm so glad that you said that, because living in a town that contains I-25, my God, the amount of people from Texas hauling like cattle and horse, they will be driving a dually with a horse trailer behind them.
And it's lifted.
Yeah, and it's passing sedans. We drive fast too. Our speed limit's 80. And none of us obey it. All of us are going like 85, and you guys are still like, why are you so slow?
Yeah, it's a thing, man. I don't get it, dude. I mean, there's sports cars and the typical I don't want to be like derogatory, but like racers. But then there's like the redneck racers, which are the guys that have like the turbo diesels that are on like 40-inch tires and like 80 feet in the air. Exactly. And you wind those babies up and they're louder than a motorcycle going 200 miles per hour down the highway. And they're just, and plus they're the worst, man. I mean, obviously I don't live in Texas. I don't drive. I do drive a truck, but I don't have like a lifted truck and I don't drive like that. But yeah, they're the worst, man. I mean, gosh, dude, we won't even go there, man. I'm all right. I'm getting like sweaty over here thinking about these assholes. They're like freaking like tailgating me in their big fucking truck. Okay, we're done.
It's the same way here, bro.
No thanks, man. No thanks.
Same way here. You have two versions of trucks if they aren't,
and
like
they're pulling
normal.
a trailer. Yeah.
You have two versions of trucks here if they aren't the standard crew cab, family truck. And that is the old beat up farm truck or the like super tricked out, lifted, I'm compensating for things truck. And that's it. Like,
I'm gonna snap my axle shaft in the next 5 miles going by power.
Yep. And they just drive right by you. Their tires are up to your windows and they're going like 110 miles per hour. And that thing is loud and black smoke's coming out. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. That's just not fun. And that's just all over. That's like the thing in Texas. I mean, yeah. And I mean, for a while, actually, I used to drive like a little really fast little sports car. And man, I mean, I could be going like 105 on the freeway. Sorry, babe. I know you don't like hearing that. But I could be going like 105 on the freeway, and I hear it's like, what is that noise? My radio is up real loud. I look over and I just see like these freaking monster truck tires passing me. I'm just like, damn. This is what we're doing now. Yeah, man. It's
that's crazy.
Yep.
Texas is GTA 5 in real life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With like, the redneck area of like the GTA 5 area. I can't remember the name of the town all of a sudden, but yeah, that's like West Texas, honestly. That's like West Texas without the mountain part. It's just nothing but desert and oil and gas guys with huge lifted trucks, and they don't go, school zone over there is like 102. So yeah, that's the life. That's the life.
Yeah. God, that would be awful.
Going so fast you don't feel the speed bumps.
No, you don't. You're just like, what was that? Exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I feel you. It's pretty bad here with some of that stuff. Although not the speed. You generally don't get a lot of that. We do get a lot of people in this city specifically, not the whole state, this city specifically, that think they're in the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
The cars they build, the way they drive them, you will see. The other day, I saw an El Camino again for the first time in forever, and they dropped it. They dropped it down and made it a lowrider.
Yep.
And they had underglow on it. I think you know the car that I'm talking about, Kyle.
I've seen that one around.
He's added
It's-
underglow to it, and he races it. Whenever he stops at us, we're not in a big town. Casper has what, like 600,000 maybe?
somewhere around there.
I don't even think it's that big.
It's less than that.
Hang on. I'm gonna look it up real quick. But
Why are you doing that? I gotta turn. I'm like all heated now talking. I'm gonna turn on my fan.
Go ahead.
yeah. You find those.
Fuck those guys. I'm sorry, I said it. I said it.
I
You
support
find
it.
those type of vehicles. You find like just your basic racers, imports, and all that in town.
Also, I didn't mean Casper when I said 600,000. I meant Wyoming. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I was talking about the whole state. My my apologies. I just realized why you were so confused because you looked at me like I was an idiot.
Correct.
I mean, I am, but that's besides the point. No, our town I think doesn't even have 60,000.
I think it's right under.
Yeah, the state has 573,000 people. Is all, and we have 58,000 here in our city.
I'm
Now that I can be conscious, and yet we still have a huge group of people who think that they are. I'm gonna mess up the name. Dom. I don't remember the last name. Vin Diesel's character from Fast and the Furious.
Character, yeah.
But also to counter that, we also have a large population that is classic cars, just built classically.
More than I would be expecting. It's so funny. The last time that we had like a big car show here in town. Also, I see you, chat. Yes, look, almost 60,000 people is a city. Stop it.
That's fair.
Anyways, we had two car shows going on simultaneously, and one of them is down at a restaurant that's closed down now that was called Shifters, and like the whole thing, they catered to like car shows and stuff like that. They would have them in their parking lot all the time, and their menu was all like car puns and stuff like that. But and it's all the classics and like old shit rebuilt, you know, the old 1960s Chevys, trucks, and convertibles and stuff. And then you had on the opposite end of town, you had yet another car show going on where it's all like lowriders and you got, you know, cars bouncing on the hydraulics and stuff, which it is happening, by the way, all right next to a cattle auction. So that pretty much, if you want to describe traffic in our town, those three things, bam, that's every vehicle you'll see here.
If I ever come to Wyoming, that's what I can expect, is what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Nice. Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Good. Let's go to Wyoming, babe. You're still out there. Let's go to Wyoming.
Right. 7 car
Careful,
pile up.
you might get stuck here with the winners.
Yeah, no thanks, man. No thanks.
Yeah.
A 7 car pile up in Wyoming usually includes an animal or two. And I'm talking like cows, horses, you know. Yeah. Anyway.
Some type of deer. Sometimes.
Back to the original questions that I was trying to ask.
What questions?
No.
Are you we off the those aren't the regular questions?
Oh yeah, no, I actually planned all of that totally.
Oh, okay.
100%. Yeah.
Gotcha. Man, you're
Yeah,
really
I'm
good at this.
I am, right? God.
On the roll.
I even planned you getting angry and like it's all I
just know he's gonna hate these guys.
He just lost his line in the script. That's all.
Yeah. That's line.
Okay. All right.
No. Oh my god.
My jaw's starting to hurt from laughing so much.
Well, I'm glad we make you laugh. I actually have to pull up my notes again now because I don't remember what the next question was.
I've got a question circling back around to food.
That's where I was
Potentially-
circling back to. So perfect.
Controversial one, I know. What do you think the best barbecue place is in Texas?
In Texas? Shit, bro. Now, here's a question for you. Actually, I have to ask you a question. Is it going to be a place that I tried or the place that I know it's the best that I haven't tried?
Your favorite.
My favorite?
Yes.
My own. My own is my favorite. No, for
Okay.
real. I really like
I mean-
so in North Texas in Dallas Fort Worth, there's a place called Himes Barbecue, HEI or HIEMS. They have really good brisket, really good like sides and stuff like that. I mean, I don't, there's all, most barbecue places, they all have different kinds of like meats that they smoke, like chicken, turkey, pork, sausage, stuff like that. But it's really, for me, it's always about the brisket. Some people, it's for them, it's the ribs. For me, it's the brisket. If it's the brisket sucks, I don't want to ever eat there again. I don't care if you're known for your ribs, but if your brisket sucks, no, that's not for me. But Himes for me, it's probably my favorite barbecue place in the North Texas area that I would get to. If I had options outside where I was going to, pack up the family and make a whole day out of something, just go eat at a restaurant, I'd probably have to say like, there's a place near Austin, because Hill Country is really like the barbecue capital of Texas, which is around Austin-ish area, Central Texas. A place called Lockhart's is supposed to be the best in Texas. I've never made it there because, like I said, that's the type of place where you have to literally, make sure you're in line by like 5 o'clock in the morning. Because if you're not, chances are that you're going to wait in line for a couple hours and you're going to get up there and they're going to run out of the food that you want, or they're just going to be run out and closed down anyways because they sold out.
Jeez.
So we are serious about the barbecue in Texas, man. We are serious about it.
Fair.
Yep.
So, piggybacking off of that, since I found
Sure.
my next question,
Okay.
I was going to ask, because this has been a topic of controversy with some of my other Texas friends.
Okay.
Do you enjoy like sauce or no sauce on your barbecue?
Ooh, that is.
So I'm kind of like an in between, right? So if the brisket is good and it's flavored good, so like Texas barbecue is legit, like for a brisket, for example, is legit just salt and pepper. That's it.
Right.
Salt and pepper and the smoke from your smoker is really the only kind of seasoning. Now, there's other people out there that add like garlic and some other spices. If it's dry, I'm going to sauce it up, and I prefer like a sweet, spicy sauce. That's kind of Texas sauce. You know how like, like North Carolina is like, or South Carolina's mustard base. Tennessee is kind of like a sweet base. Texas is more of kind of like a vinegar base with spice and sweet. So for me, it really depends on the place. I'll literally, like, if I go to like my favorite place I know has good brisket, I'll literally dab some sauce on the plate next to my brisket, and I'll eat a couple of slices or a couple of bites without sauce, and then I'll put it in there. Cause I mean, that's about the whole experience. For me, there's not like this, like, these pure guys are like, I don't need sauce, or the brisket's good, you don't need sauce. No, it's about enhancing the flavor, right? It's supposed to make it something that's already delicious, more delicious or more enjoyable by, adding, a sauce to it. Now, if the sauce sucks, then yeah, I would never use the sauce. But I mean, ultimately, you're never, at least in my experience, I don't think you're ever going to go to a barbecue place that's going to have, to die for brisket and then have shit sauce. It just doesn't happen. I mean, could it happen? I guess. But I mean, so for me, I mean, I'll use sauce, but I mean, I'm kind of like in between. I'll eat with or without. It doesn't bother me either way. But I mean, honestly, though, it is true. Like they say with a good steak, same thing with a good brisket. If it's done right and cooked to perfection, you could eat it without sauce and enjoy it. Essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I think the key to knowing that is you really have to be testing it, and I think you need to slow cook barbecue, and not just when you smoke. Like I smoke a lot of stuff, but I use my grill, and I was taught a lot of more southern South Carolina style stuff. These guys have eaten a lot of the barbecue that I do, but either way, like I think if you don't really take your time with it, that's why I haven't been able to do it this summer yet. I haven't had time.
So that's like the hardest thing about cooking, like, or smoking meat, honestly, is the timing, right? Because it takes a lot of planning in order to get it on the smoker and then also have it come off and be ready to eat at dinner time. Because I mean, if you plan it wrong, you're either going to be eating it like 10 o'clock at night, or you might be not eating it all that day, or at least eating that for that day because it's not done yet. So I mean, there's a lot of planning. There's several times where if I was going to cook a brisket, it's like I'm starting at midnight the night before, because I plan on it being off the smoker to rest at like 4 o'clock, and then it goes and rests in a cooler for 2 hours, and then it's ready to serve by like dinner time. So I mean, it's a thing, dude. It's a ritual. It's something that you have to enjoy. You know, for me, it's like the whole, like, you know, like playing video games like late at night. You know, sometimes when you guys go out and do that, when you have the time to do that, you don't have to go to work the next day. I'm going to play some video games until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and then go to bed. And for me, it's like that. It's kind of like the whole, you're cooking it, you know, the house is quiet, everyone's asleep. You know, you don't have to go to work the next day. So you bust out a beer and you can go sit outside on the back porch while your meat's cooking and enjoying the quiet and stillness of the night. I mean, for me, it's a whole experience that I enjoy. That's one of the things I really enjoy about cooking besides eating it.
100%. And I absolutely love it. Have you ever tried making your own barbecue sauce?
No, I have not. I am. If there was going to be someone that's going to cook good brisket and have shit sauce, I'm that guy. So,
No.
So I mean, I could probably like follow someone's recipe and make it. And I know that, I mean, it's not hard to find recipes how to make barbecue sauce, but I have a few like local barbecue sauces that I enjoy.
Okay.
And I'll just use those. It's just easier, man. You know, you're already spending all this time doing everything else. Why you got to go get out a saucepan and make your own barbecue sauce? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But also I'm one of those weirdos who makes his own.
That's fair, man. You know, more power to you, bro.
I use Jim Beam Red Stag cherry whiskey in it too. And
That sounds good.
yeah, oh, it's so good. My barbecue sauce is not traditional by any means, but it's pretty good. It's
Nice.
not prize winning or anything, but it tastes good. And
You should send me jar up a bottle or something and send it to me.
yeah, I think I could do that. I could get that.
Yeah, we figure it
Get
out.
that done. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Little
it's
mason jar.
yeah. Get some of those jars like what we put your teriyaki sauce in.
Oh, mine's too big for that.
There you go. Yeah.
So that would be a
Send it.
lot of sauce.
He's got a.
I mean-
nope. I'm not saying that sentence. I almost. Nope.
All
right. That's twice now.
Oh man.
Like just a bunch of guys sitting around talking about meat.
I don't see what's wrong.
I didn't say.
Wait,
there was
you guys,
anything
what are you guys talking about? I'm
I don't
talking
know
about.
either.
wrong. Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
about barbecue. What are you talking about, Kyle?
All right.
Push that on me.
Oh, all
Calm
right.
yourself, you Ricky Bobby.
I will literally come in there and slap you. Anyways, last episode I had to slap you twice.
Yeah, but
So.
someone paid, redeemed the points for it.
True. Anyways, all right. So we're gonna move on. I'm gonna play this little drop here real quick, and then we're going to move on to Jake's little section called Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Our
Okay.
shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Shenanigans! Shenanigans! Shenanigans!
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
All right, Jake, you're on.
Okay. I have a little quiz for you. We're going to be doing some Texas-based trivia for shenanigans
Texas-based
this
trivia,
time
okay.
around.
All right. Do I need to get Google ready?
Whoa,
No Google.
No Google.
I would recommend it.
Right here.
Use it.
We can put it right here. Okay. All right. I have a loud keyboard, so you
All
hear
right,
it,
all
you'll
right.
know what's up.
And I have consulted with the state of Texas, and if you fail this quiz, you will be removed from the state. I'm sorry to inform you.
Fuck. All right. All right.
Oh no.
Pack the bags, babe. Okay.
All
right, let's
Okay.
go.
And to forewarn you, because it is me, this is going to be basically all pop culture stuff based in Texas.
Oh shit. All right.
Good luck.
Good luck
I
and
wish you the
Godspeed.
Yes.
But we will start with a very simple, very easy one.
All right, give me the
is
warm-up.
What is the state animal of Texas?
State animal.
The state animal.
It's the mockingbird.
Incorrect.
It's
I've heard.
it's what is it? It's just a mocking. bird. I thought.
I believe that is the state bird of Texas.
Oh, okay. The state
But-
animal. No one gives a shit. I mean, no one cares about the animal, bro. Who cares? I mean,
It is, of course, the
is
longhorn.
it the tastiest?
Yeah, I was gonna
okay,
say.
whatever. Is it tastiest
It is.
animal? Okay, all right. I got you now. It's like a trick question. Trick question. All right. Okay.
Boy, that was supposed to be the gimme.
Oh, babe. My wife is tearing me up. Jeez.
What
I mean,
get
she-
you?
She's
she
like
did get it
packing my
right.
bag. She's packing my bag.
It's like I'm staying, but you're moving.
Don't worry, I got a couch, bro.
Right on. I'll bring my
Okay.
lifted truck.
You'll fit right on it.
All right. Oh, for
On
one.
to question 2. What is the pro sports team in Texas that has the most championship victories?
I mean, the Dallas Cowboys. No, wait. Shut. Nope. San Antonio Spurs?
Is that your final answer?
It's not hockey, bro. I can tell you that much. I can promise you that. It's either gonna be the Cowboys or the fucking basketball team. I don't know, man.
I'll give it to you. It is the San Antonio Spurs. You were
Okay, all
correct.
right, okay, all right. Philly in chat, not the Houston Cheaters. Yeah, definitely not, bro. Definitely not. Never the Rangers. They've not won.
Yeah.
They're like the Buffalo Bills of baseball.
Woof.
All right.
All right, on to question 3. How many Emmys did Friday Night Lights win?
I don't know. That show was probably not even shot in Texas.
Probably not. But it is based there.
I heard it was. I actually heard it was a good show. I'm just saying. I don't really know though. I can guess though, right?
Yeah.
8.
Missed it by this much. It only won 2 Emmys.
I guess
Oh
right.
man. I was thinking like, even for you to actually look for something like that, it would have at least 1 over 5. That was my thought process. So I just went with 8.
That
Oh,
makes
no,
sense.
My
but Jake is
thought
petty.
process was basically what things do I associate with being based in Texas? And then I Googled facts about them.
Yeah. So realistically, you're seeing if you live up to the stereotype of someone from Wyoming of being a Texan.
Okay.
Exactly.
I was
Okay.
gonna just say Jake stereotype, but
In a
okay.
roundabout way, I understand that.
Perfect.
All right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Is the correct answer.
For this next question, I am going to name 4 movies directed by the Coen brothers. Tell me which one is not based in Texas.
Okay, fair.
Blood Simple, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men, or True Grit?
Okay, so the question is, besides the directors, the question is which ones were not based in Texas?
So there is one that is not based in Texas. Which
All right.
is it?
Give it to me. Give me the choices one more time.
Blood Simple, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men, True Grit.
I'm going to say, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I don't remember that one being in Texas.
You are correct. That is the only one not
Whoop,
based
whoop.
in Texas.
Whoop whoop.
Hey,
Let's
that's
go.
That's also
All
the
right.
only one that I knew.
Getting to stay here. I've actually never seen Blood Simple. The other 2 I've seen, but I know for a fact that Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was not Texas. So,
Yeah, I think it was in Tennessee for most of it, right?
hey, man.
It's all throughout the South.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was like Mississippi, Alabama. That's what I was thinking in my head. But yeah.
It's been
Yeah, I
so
believe it
long.
ends in Mississippi, if I recall
Okay.
correctly.
That could be.
Moving on to the next question. How many seasons of Walker, Texas Ranger are there? Only counting the original series.
So we're talking about the
Wow.
Chuck Norris series. Is
The
what you're saying?
Chuck Norris series, yes, not the recent
Shit,
reboot.
bro. That's one I never watched either. I was too busy, man. I was like I was like a teenager when that show was like the thing. I was too busy, you know. My parents watched that one. Fudge. Trying to think. Hold on. I'm totally guessing on this one, but I'm like trying to be logical about it. So give me a second. All right. Man, I feel like that's one of those shows that like drug on longer than it needed to. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go high. I'm gonna go high on this. I'm gonna guess 12 seasons. My gut's telling me 13, but I'm just saying I'm going with 12. Just FYI.
Well, you overshot it by a bit. It has 8 seasons.
Oh, I was right.
Damn. Okay.
Doesn't it have
All right.
9?
No, not the original series.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Why do I know that?
I don't know. You want to move to Texas?
Apparently.
Or do you just want to be Chuck Norris?
One of the two.
I abstain.
He wants to be the meme Chuck Norris.
I want to be
moving
actual Chuck
on.
Norris. Look at that man. He's old, and look at what he looks good.
He is still pretty ripped. It's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Moving on to the next question. What is the state sport of Texas?
State sport.
The state sport.
It's definitely going to be rodeo-esque.
Okay.
But I mean, I fucking stream video games on the internet. Do I look like your stereotypical Texan that you think of when you think of a Texan? Honestly, I mean, that's not really a thing, by the way. I don't ride a horse to work. I don't ride a horse to work. I don't wear a cowboy hat. I know there's rodeos and they rope shit and stuff like that, but I mean, dude, I'm just gonna guess the rodeo.
That is exactly correct. The state sport is just rodeo.
Fair.
Yep.
But I appreciate all the thought that you put into trying to come up with a specific rodeo thing.
Well, I mean, you're making me nervous. Dude. It's like I got my whole like. This guy's not really a Texan because I mean all these guys out here that are in chat are like, you know, over here like, man, you probably have this misconception of like what a Texan is, you know, like you have no idea growing up, like when like the internet first became a thing, you could chat with other people like on AOL or whatnot, right? They'd always ask, do you wear a cowboy hat everywhere you go? Do you ride horses everywhere you go? I was like, no, motherfucker, I live in a track home. You know, I got roads and shit, you know.
I understand being from Wyoming. I've heard the exact same questions living in Ohio. So I understand.
Do you guys have electricity out there? Yeah.
Well, I'm talking to you, motherfucker.
There's an
You ever
internet
ridden a horse and carriage?
I have done that one, but that's unrelated. There's a
actually, so have I. Bad example.
Yeah.
Maybe we are a
Look at chat. Look at what my wife said in chat.
I've never been to a rodeo.
Yeah,
Wow.
there you go. She's
We're
born
more
and raised in
Texan than
Texas as well.
I've been to a
I've
rodeo.
been to a rodeo. So
I've also been to rodeos.
I've been to a rodeo, so she can pack her bags. I'll stay here.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm just kidding, babe. Just kidding. I love you.
Okay, well, final question. And obviously, you know, I'm going to give you another softball for this last one. Super easy.
I don't think so.
Fine.
So
it's okay.
in the Marvel Comics universe, there's a thing called the 50 States Initiative, where every state got its own superhero team. I want you to name the superhero team that protects Texas or any member of that team.
Okay.
Easy, he said. Easy.
Yes, a very simple one, a softball.
There's
right, well.
there's some history with this question.
There is.
All right. So I think there's 3 of them. There's Cowboy Jim.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah. That's one. Yeah, keep going.
There's McGraw, you know, McGraw.
Of course, the famous character.
And I think it's not politically correct anymore to call the Indian guy by his name, so we're just not going to say his name anymore. just because we're just trying to be politically correct now. But
Yeah.
I definitely Cowboy Jim and McGraw, and then there's the Indian guy that we're not going to use his name because it's not politically correct. Am I correct? Am I right?
You are remarkably close. There is a character. There is a character called the Texas Twister on the team,
Okay.
and the team's name is the Rangers.
Yeah, that
Of
figures.
course.
I feel like that comic book didn't sell very well, and you're not going to see that like on Disney Plus.
Well, so these are very obscure things, and the reason you got tortured with this is because of me.
That's fair. Okay.
Jacob did this thing. We used to have a podcast that we had to take a break from due to my work, and when we came back, someone had taken our name. So we had to stop doing it. But basically, we were examining each of the 50 states through the lens of pop culture from people, who weren't from there. And we would examine and look stuff up and break them down via their pop culture. And so part of that, one of the segments was Jake made me guess the 50 States Initiative, the Avengers team, either the same question that he just gave you for Texas, but he would do that to me for every single state. And I'm a huge comics nerd, and I knew like 2 of them.
You guys are, y'all guys are still friends after that?
He forced me to watch Sharknado 1, 2, and 3 for a podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome. I enriched you.
Ugh. I think he's like torturing you in the name of research.
Also, I'm kind of stuck with him. He's my cousin, so I looked into it. It's actually like extra legal for me to kill him. So,
Especially in Wyoming.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Oh, I'm so sorry that he did that to you.
That's fine. That's okay. I never knew that. So that's the thing. I like, like Marvel and DC, but I was never at that level. So good on you, bro. Good on you.
That's fair. That's the appropriate level to be.
Okay.
Well, there's Jake, like master of obscure stuff.
Yeah.
How about this? I always thought Iron Man was stupid until the movie came out. I'm just saying, I thought Iron Man was the dumbest superhero forever. It's like he even looks stupid in the comics. He's got this stupid wide mouth that never moves. But anyways, the movies made him cool. But anyways, I digress, man. Come on.
No,
my favorite superhero is Captain America. I actually even my ring. I don't know if you can see that. Has a little Captain America symbol on it.
All right,
nice.
Yeah, so I'm a big Captain America fan.
Look, there's nothing wrong with Cap. Cap is cool. Cap is.
Some might say better than Iron Man.
100%.
That definitely won't anger anyone in our chat saying that.
1000%.
Yep.
Iron Man's a little bitch.
For sure.
You can see me on twitch.tv/Nerdflex80. If you have any problem, we'll come talk about it.
Flip it, send it to Gary. Oh, I love it. One of our mods will be discouraged that you said that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an ongoing argument.
Batman's better than Iron Man.
Ooh.
I'm actually kind of okay with that.
Of course you would.
Yeah. I'm fine.
I'm trying to think of something else to make fun of Iron Man, but I can't think of anything else.
Green Lantern's better than I can't even finish.
I actually thought that. It's funny you said that. I thought that. I was like, yeah, but those two don't really compute,
Right.
Batman, parents, Iron Man, parents, but yeah.
Both
super
funny.
rich. But yeah.
Comics.
Green Lantern, if you think about it, he just happy-go-lucky dude just happens to be near where the alien died or whatever and becomes the Green Lantern.
Yeah. But that's kind of like the basis of like comic
Here's
book
the thing.
origin
Here's the thing,
stories.
right? That's true, but the Green Lantern was so bad that the actor that played him moved to Marvel. How about that?
Yeah.
And made a joke about killing. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah. Comic books are another topic Jake and I could literally talk all day about. I mean, this kid literally wrote his master's thesis on comic books. So.
I am literally an expert on it.
Yeah,
That's actually really cool. So you do agree with me that Iron Man's a little bitch, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Especially in the comics.
You're
Totally.
gonna say it out loud too, right?
Yeah, Iron Man's a little bitch.
There you go. The guy that has the masters in comics said it, so I mean it's gotta be true, chat.
yeah,
Yeah.
There you go.
There you
All
go, man.
right. So Kyle, it's your turn now, and I have to say the typical disclaimer that people are going to get tired of hearing, but it's just
eventually.
for legal reasons. We're going to go into Kyle's Chaos Corner, and
Legal reasons.
correct. Kyle,
Okay.
look,
Raisins.
Jake and I do not know what's going to happen. Kyle is creatively unleashed, which sometimes is scary. So Kyle's
Nice.
Chaos Corner does not Let's Play Death Ray does not agree or express any of the views here, all that shit. There you go. I purposely messed it up for you. You're
Disclaimer
welcome.
is done.
We don't agree with his stuff. All right.
I don't even know who Kyle is.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, go ahead.
Hi, Kyle.
Hello, how are you?
Good, man. I'm good.
So for this iteration of Chaos Corner, yeah, I'm gonna test how far you'll go for $1 million.
How far I'll go for $1 million? Okay. All right.
So it's basically my twist of $1 million, but you
Okay.
can either take the money or in the condition, or you can just leave it behind.
Okay.
I'm just gonna see how many you will accept and how many you won't.
Okay.
So we'll start with this $1 million, but every time you wake up, you will have the inner thoughts replaced with the insurance salesman of Jake from State Farm, and you hear his inner thoughts for the next hour.
For $1 million?
For $1 million
And only for an hour.
for an hour.
That's it. No more, like no more hours.
Yep. Nope. No more hours, but it's every time you wake up.
Okay. So like first thing every morning.
Yep. Basically.
I'm okay getting paid for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Who isn't, right?
Yeah, right.
Also,
Whatever.
I'm showing you the most messed up things in the world every morning, Jake. Sorry, nerd. It's gonna happen.
I'm not Jake from State Farm, so that's fine.
He is that.
I like the costume.
All right. Next one. $1 million spot. Whenever you watch a video, you get abducted by an alien and no one knows where you go. No one will ever believe you.
Okay, so hold on. I gotta piece this together. Every time I watch a video,
Yeah. A video. Any video at all.
like, but only one time. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube every day, bro. I'm just saying.
No. It's every time you watch a video.
Well,
It's like you watch one
no.
video, then you watch the next. You get abducted every single time.
I would
And
never
no one-
be here. I wouldn't even be able to enjoy the money.
You'd watch less YouTube.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, but I have an alien crawling in my ass, though.
Hey, I never said that.
I mean, that's what aliens do, right?
I don't know.
That depends on
you
kind
tell
of
me.
They might abduct you so much they just start having conversations with you and say how your day's going.
Okay.
How's it been like the last 30 minutes, Ben?
All right, fuck it. I'll give it to my family. I'll do it.
All right.
What a
We'll do
family man.
Yeah.
It's a break.
So so here we go. $1 million, but every time you're absent-mindedly stare, a small child appears in front of you and says, "Daddy."
That happens to me every day anyway.
Right? I was gonna say.
It's not necessarily the same child, though. It's a random one that just pops up in front of you and says, "Daddy."
I know. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's go. I'll do it for $1 million. Why not? Let's go.
He could become the new child kicker.
I mean, I tried this the first thing I did in Skyrim. It's the first mod I installed.
All right.
Okay.
Next one, $1 million, but whenever someone corrects you, you have to intensely make out with the nearest senior citizen.
Grandma needs love, man.
Oh my gosh, man.
Oh my god.
See, it's after 10 o'clock my time, so it's the kids are in bed, I hope.
You never know.
I'll knock the dust off that. Let's go.
Wow. Okay.
All right. I love you, babe. If you're still out there.
All right.
Okay.
$1 million, but whenever you have an erection, your grandma appears right next to you.
Why is this a theme, Kyle?
Right? This is really.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, let's just slow this down for a minute and just actually like imagining that happening. I mean, like for real. I mean, think about that. I mean, you're like laying in bed at night, right? And you roll over and you see your beautiful bride laying in bed, and you're just like, damn. And then you look over to your right, and there's your fucking grandma. I mean, just like, what about like, like when you just happen to, wake up in the morning and you got the morning wood and you roll over to your right and there's your fucking grandma.
You might as well move in with you.
I mean, for me, that's true. I just set up a, mother-in-law suite or whatever they call them, grandma suite or whatever. Damn.
Kyle. What is this? Oh my god.
So but it's only $1 million though.
It's only $1 million.
Yeah.
That's like
you don't
enough
get a
to be
million each
like
time.
semi-rich,
Yeah.
But what if my grandma's dead?
So I was gonna ask the same question, but I didn't want to be known as the like dead relative guy.
Is it like her corpse that's gonna be up here and she's gonna like look down and like dust and like decay and be like, you got an erection, sonny.
Why'd you get me out of bed?
You got me out of bed for this.
I didn't think it could get worse. You put way too much thought into this. This is weird. I also have to stop and pause this just to say we just got one of the boosts. So this is what's going on to the front page of people's Twitch.
Fantastic. Perfect.
What kind of viewers do you have? Okay. So let me ask you a question before I answer this, because I'm going to answer.
Go for it.
If I say no, does the chaos corner stop, or do we move on to the next question?
We're going to the next question.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to leave Grandma where she lies. God rest her soul. So I'm gonna have to say no on that one.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a bitch, but I mean, not like that, guys. Come on now. All right, let's see what you got next.
All right. $1 million, but you start a fire everywhere you stand, and you can't put it out.
I'm actually totally okay with that. So let's just go with it. I mean, I'll be $1 million. I'm 100% okay with that. So yeah, that's fine. I got insurance.
Yeah, you got it from Jake earlier.
Yeah, from State Farm.
I learned all the secrets.
Yeah.
All the insurance secrets.
Here's what I think you'll like.
Okay.
$1 million, but every time you forget your password, you orgasm.
Here's the problem. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and say no to that, but let me tell you why. I work in IT. I've worked in IT for like 25 plus years. I can literally remember like Susan Jones's password from like 2003 when I had to get it to fix her email problem. You know, I can remember her password right now. So unfortunately, I don't ever forget my passwords. And I also like to orgasm. So I'm going to say no.
Fair.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
You got me. Well
I mean, if that means being poor, then I'm poor, man. I'm okay with that.
Good trade. Good trade.
Yep.
Okay, so $1 million, but whenever you hear a dog bark, you suddenly wake up in the middle of a random surgical procedure.
How does that even compute? I mean, honestly,
Right?
every time I hear a dog barks, I could be like sitting here doing this podcast. All right, let's get like fourth dimension on this for a second, okay? For real. So, like, what would happen to my body if a dog barked right now and I woke up in surgery? Like, where am I right this second?
Well, as your resident fan of like things like Black Mirror, I would think that in reality, what's happening is your consciousness is just snapping to an alternate reality where you're having surgery. And so you are just making infinite timelines of yourself and just leaving the other ones behind. And your consciousness is just snapping over to those. And eventually you're going to get into some really shitty timelines. Especially with that many
Jean-Claude
surgeries.
Van Damme is going to hunt you as a time.
I mean, you could legit like make a whole podcast about this. I feel like
Right.
and have a whole discussion. So for $1 million, every time I would hear a dog bark, I would randomly wake up in surgery. Now, would I actually feel said surgery? Like if they are cutting me open, I'd be able to feel all of it. I mean, I don't know if we have to
feel
get
like
that.
they would put the appropriate numbing agent in there.
So I'd be awake. So it's not like one of those situations like you hear about where someone's like under the knife and they actually wake up and they can feel everything, but their body's still okay.
My mom had that happen to her, and also they don't numb you for most surgeries. That's why they put you out. So if you're waking up in a surgery, I got news for you. You're having a shitty day.
No, thank you, man. I don't even want to think about that, dude. Wave bringing it down a notch, LP.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. That's what I do.
No, okay, but I mean, honestly, I mean, why the hell not? I like Grey's Anatomy, so I mean,
okay,
$1 million. Let's go.
I like it.
No, I like this one because it makes no sense, but I think it's funny.
Okay, like any of the other ones made sense, but okay.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
This one makes absolutely no sense.
Okay. All right.
So, $1 million, but every time you see a person on crutches, you immediately end up in a full body cast for no reason. You just get a full body cast.
All right. So like fourth dimension here. Like, does it just appear? I mean,
yeah. You just like, Iron Man, where his suit that comes and attaches to him. Yeah. I like to see that.
It's like the nano things and stuff.
Yeah, all of a sudden
his little bitch bots.
Yeah, all of a sudden just a cast all of a sudden appears and starts attaching itself to you.
Yeah, and some guy on a podcast calls you a little bitch.
Hey, Robert Downey Jr. might watch this one day and be like, that motherfucker. All right. Where did you find this guy? Honestly,
Yeah.
I randomly walked into a store.
Accurate.
Actually, 100%
be like
true.
one of your cousins as well. I'm just kind of curious.
Nope.
No blood relation here.
Okay. All right. Now here's the question. I have a question for you before I can answer this, because I mean, I know like you said it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to you. Well, it 100% doesn't make sense to me. So I got to ask a question about this before I answer the question, because I feel like you didn't flesh this out enough. Now, if I'm in a full body cast, I have two questions. One is, besides me seeing a person on crutches, am I actually injured in said cast?
No,
Okay.
it's just like you get a full body cast, no injury included.
Okay. And two, I honestly forgot what I was going to ask because I'm still trying to process all this. I had actually what I feel like was a good question, but now I forgot it. All right, so I'm not injured. I'm just in a cast, and I can just break myself out of it somehow. But I'm all like this, you know.
Yeah, you basically freeze at your position, and
Okay.
depending on what you're doing, you might fall forward or backwards, or
Okay.
very far.
But I mean, I'd have like the cast on my head, though, right?
Yeah,
Like
no,
the-
full body cast.
Like the traditional, like hardened.
Yep.
So at least my head would be safe. Okay, if I fell
You
backwards.
basically get a helmet every time.
Okay. And this is like for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Or what if? So it's not until the money runs out. It's legit just for the rest of my
Yep.
life.
Yep. For the
Whenever
rest
you
of your
see
life.
someone on crutches.
I can just be, having, an ice cream date with my wife or whatever, and some, poor sap walks by in crutches, and then there I am, full body
Yep.
suit,
Yep.
like that. Okay.
The
Yep.
worst superpower in the world.
I don't know. Iron Man is pretty bad. I'm gonna.
I mean, you would also have his superpower because you'd be rich.
I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have $1 million.
I'm just like the retarded Iron Man. Okay, that's wrong. Yeah, what the hell? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Full body cast. Let's go with it.
Ooh, man, you've accepted a lot of. The last one.
I'm from Texas.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Are
fine.
you?
We
Whatever.
have no dignity.
So, last one.
All right.
$1 million, but every time you introduce yourself, a direct
Okay.
portal to hell appears.
That'd actually be pretty cool.
It just appears. You don't have to go in it. It just
I
appears.
wouldn't. Can you imagine? No, just for a second. Can you imagine the production value while you're streaming? Like you just come on like, hey, I'm Nerdflex80. Like a demon appears behind you, and that'd be, I mean, you don't need like,
Hey, it's Fred from the underworld.
he's like, say hi, Fred. Hello. No, I mean, I guess you wouldn't even need like production value for your stream. You could just be like, take it away, Fred.
I think you
show
would
us a
become
trick.
the best Diablo streamer in the world, to be fair.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, come on, dude. That's cool. Let's go.
All right.
$1 million, baby.
He's
Right,
rich.
you owe him a lot of
and
money, Kyle.
famous. Yeah, you do. He took a lot of those.
I know. A lot of them. I didn't think so.
I mean, I'm a little messed up here. So, I mean, yeah.
Oh, don't worry. If you didn't tell, I am too.
I like chat. Metal as fuck. Hell yeah.
Hey, you know those really shitty car people that we were talking about earlier? One literally just drove by and rattled my house. I live in a quiet
Nice.
neighborhood, damn it.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Secret's out. They know.
Well, ever since those Texans moved in next door.
I'd believe it.
Only kind of a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay, man. There's a stereotype, and it's no longer horses and cowboy hats anymore. I'm just saying.
That's true.
It's still the 10-gallon hat, though.
Oh.
Some
See,
steak, yeah.
Now I have a tack on with that, given how he and just jokingly, of course, but
Okay.
$1 million, but you have to live with Kyle now and not us.
Yeah, just joking, but for realsies though.
So when I'm moving.
No. No.
I love
I'm poor.
Poor and happy. Man, I miss those days.
No.
Oh.
Sorry, Kyle. I'm sure you're great at parties, man.
Oh, I am. Wonderful times.
See, one of our guests is gonna kill Jake. One of them won't let Kyle move in. Eventually, we're gonna get somebody on that will admit that they're gonna just kill both of you for me.
Eventually, we're going to get a guest that says you hog tie them and to get them on the show.
Shut up.
Awkward silence.
Yeah. The best
Is
kind,
the secret
right?
purpose of this podcast that you're looking for someone willing to kill us, David? That's kind of how you made it sound.
I mean, no. I'm scouring the
Man.
streamer world.
Kyle needs a home.
Yep.
Right.
Make someone make a
Kyle.
TikTok. Someone make a pity talk.
We could blow up, guys, for a month.
Probably.
All right. Well, that's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of our segments.
Okay.
I do want to wrap up and say thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure. I love hanging out with you, man.
It was fun,
Go ahead
dude. Yeah.
and plug anything that you're working on, any place. Tell people where they can find you.
All right, guys, you can find me at twitch.tv/Nerdflex80. I have all the socials. Go out there and like all my shit. Subscribe to all my shit. I'm really fun, sorta, and
It's true.
I like to stream and stuff.
Yes,
I love it.
Stuff.
That's a perfect elevator pitch, and I love it. Also, I love the freeze frame there. I just want to cut that and keep that.
I really appreciate the time. This is my first podcast, and it was really great, except for Kyle making it uncomfortable.
Hey,
Yeah.
what I'm here for.
That's
We've got that a lot.
Yeah, that's our feedback generally.
More than others. Some more than others.
Yeah.
No, but for real, I really appreciate the opportunity. David, Jacob, Kyle, even Kyle. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. It was a lot of fun. It was great. I hope that you guys have me on again one time.
Absolutely, bro. All right, what's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the little bell icon so you don't miss any of our great guests. And if there's any streamers that you want to see on the show, let us know in the comments down below. And if you're a streamer, get in touch with us. No matter how big, how small, we'd love to have you on the show. We love to meet new people and encourage new streamers. So let us know. Have a blessed day, guys.